Stampers, Diane Dimich here with ddStamps.com, and today I'm going to show you how I did this card. I hope you can see that, but you'll see how my words are actually cut out and it all matches up with the flowers. It's actually a very easy technique to do, so let's get started. To begin with, I went ahead and I used the Garden and Bloom stamp set from Stampin' Up. This is actually my favorite one this month. I seem to be using it a lot, and you'll see other videos that I'll link into this video so that you can see them all using this stamp set. But I just love this. I love the two-step stamping stamp sets, which this is, but I also love the watercolor look, and it's a very easy way to get that. So to begin with, I came in with my photopolymer stamps here, and I'm just going to go ahead and ink this up and stamp some flowers down on this cardstock. And then to do the second layer of that same flower, I'm going to go ahead and stamp off and then line these up, and it's easy to see right through these stamps where you're going to stamp it, but also remember that it's a watercolor look, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we'll come in and do some leaves. I could put them this way this time. And again with I always do the outline first and then the insides, but I think you could probably do this either way, whatever you prefer. Now the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with, clean that block off a little bit, with the Blushing Bride flower. And I actually want quite a few of these in here because I really want those words. Whoops. Nice thing about photopolymer is when you mess it up, you can re-stamp it right over the top. So I'm just going to fill in here so that when I go ahead and cut my word image out, I get good coverage and have lots of different images coming through on those words. And then I'm coming back in with the Blushing Bride. And then I'm coming in with some leaves. Ah! Okay, well that would be the wrong color. So don't let that happen to you. Looks like I pushed it into Hello Honey instead of Mint Macaron. Once I got those, I'm going to come in and do my inside leaves. And again, you can go full strength, or you can actually stamp them twice and get a couple bits of dimension right into those leaves. Once I've got that done, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my Big Shot and my platform. Got all my stuff here. And I like to use a dryer sheet. As you can see, this is a dryer sheet that has been used before, and you can just use them over and over and over. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to lay this down, cardstock down over that dryer sheet, and then I'm going to lay the words down exactly where I want to cut them out. I guess I'll do that. And then come in with the top plate there. Cut them out. Now, when you're going to go ahead and take this out of here, the one thing you want to do is you want to save all your little pieces because you're going to piece those back in to your project. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the top piece of cardstock off. Oh, this didn't cut very well. That's right. I think we can still save it. So you want to be very gentle with that because this is your actual base, the piece of the cardstock that you'll need. You'll need all of these little pieces here. So I'm going to set those, punch those out and set them aside because we're going to piece those back in when we are done with this card. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to pull off my word and hope that I am gentle enough. It does stick to that dryer sheet just a little much, but it really works better than trying to poke them all out. Now, once you've done that, I used just some Stampin' Up! Chipboard, and I went ahead and I cut 2 more hellos out with the dryer sheet and the die on the chipboard. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out 2 more of those hellos with that chipboard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the glue pen again, and I'm just going to add some adhesive right onto the cutout hello. And then I'm going to add this one right on top of, they go right on top of each other. And they line up perfectly because they've been cut out with a die cut. So that makes it easy. And once I've got them lined up, I'm just going to pinch them together. Make sure they adhere. And then I'm going to come in and do the same thing by adding adhesive with the glue pen. And then adding the piece of cardstock that I cut that was stamped right to the top of that. And again, because it's cut out with a die, it lines up perfectly. And then you get a little dimension to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in with a piece of cardstock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a piece of mint macaron cardstock. And this one is going to get adhered right to this piece of cardstock. Now on this piece here where it kind of ripped a little, it's still going to be okay because I'm going to come in with that glue pen and I'm just going to go right around that hello, getting all those little tiny pieces with adhesive on them. Go all the way around it and then make sure that you get the inside pieces so they all adhere well to the cardstock. And then a little snail on the ends. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, line it up, and then adhere that down. And you could actually do that and then just add these pieces back in, and that would be, you know, it would look really fun and really cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to fill this in, especially these big spots, because I'm going to come back in with those pieces and piece them back in. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of that and then adhesive on the back of this. That's why this glue pen works so great for this, because you can get glue onto all those little swirly gigs on the hello. And then this is going to get placed right in back into the part that you cut out. And so you have a dimensionalized, because it's on chipboard, stands up a little bit from the cardstock. It gives it some dimension. And then these are easily pieced back in. And I just use a scissor to kind of push them back in to the spots that they came out of. And everything pieces right back in there. A tweezers works, or like I'm using the end of a scissor. And then this little tiny one, you just barely see it, is going to go right inside that O. That's probably the one, if you're going to lose one, that's going to be it. But there you have it. Then you have a dimensionalized little hello right onto your card with the stamped images all around. And I just love how it turned out. I did add glitter to this one. And you'll see I also added a couple of our sequins on there. That's because I actually had some ink spots from my hands that there was a couple of spots up here, so I added some sequins and then I just added a few more just to jazz it up a little bit. And then my card base is actually Blushing Bride is my cardstock base, and Mint Macaron. So there you have it, a very quick and easy way to jazz up that hello. And actually, you know, you're just using ink and paper. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can comment below. You could like my video. Or you could visit my website where I will have a list of all the supplies used and the measurements. And if you want to, you could sign up for my newsletter where I send out tips, tricks, and techniques every month. Or every week, excuse me. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks.